What is going on, Locks Mob, and welcome back to the Locks DFS NHL Breakdown. I am your host, Narang, and I'll be breaking down this 3-game main slate for Monday, February 11th on DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I jump into it, I hope you guys had a great weekend. Thank you for finding your way back to this video. If you haven't already, please do like, comment, and subscribe on this video. It really does mean a lot. And it will enter you into winning a free season pass of your choice. We announce the winner on every either Sunday or Monday. In this case, it'll be Monday NBA video that Taylor does. And he'll pick a winner. All you got to do is like, comment, and subscribe. So if you haven't done that already, please do that. And do that every time, and your name will just stay in the pool. But with that being said, let's just get into this 3-game slate. So since it is only a 3-game slate, I'll go ahead and break down each game, game by game, talk a little bit about each team and where I'm at on each team and the game itself in general. So we'll start with Pittsburgh-Philly. This probably looking to be the highest scoring game overall. It opened up with a 6.5 point over-under. It's either between this one or the San Jose game. But this one opened up at 6.5 over/under. Both teams opened up at -105. 53% of the bets early are on Pittsburgh, and they've moved from -105 to -117. The big note here is that I think what that line movement is indicating is that Evgeny Malkin is going to return for this game. It was talked about that he would return for one of the 3 games, and this is the 3rd game, so he should return for this one. And if he does return, I love his spot. I love his price at $5.8K first off. I love who he's skating with now. He's on line with Nick Bjugstad, who actually we have to look and make sure he's healthy. I think he will play because his injury wasn't that serious. And if he plays, I like him a lot as well. But I like this second line of Malkin, Bjugstad, and Kessel. They're all fairly priced on DraftKings as well, with Phil Kessel only being 5.3K. So the fact that you could stack Evgeny Malkin and Phil Kessel for just a hair over 11K is I don't think that's been done before. So love that stack because essentially what you really want is exposure to this first-team power play. I don't anticipate Marcus Peterson being on there unless I've missed something, but I'll update that as we go on. I anticipate this being someone like Phil Kessel, but I guess we'll see as the injuries come around. But let me pull this up. Philly, as we know, 4th worst penalty kill in the league, but really good 5v5 defense. So what you're trying to do here is take advantage of that weak penalty kill, and I think so getting exposure to, we want to make sure you guys are on the power play and ideally on that first team power play. I'd like that a lot. So the Philly side of this game, though, is certainly targetable. Pittsburgh's got a good penalty kill, but they're pretty poor at 5v5 defense. Their expected goals against per 60 on the road is in the bottom half of the league. So nothing to fear on the Philly side. And as far as the Philly side goes, they put together their original lines. They switched it up a little bit, but now we're back to what we're usually at with Couturier, Voracek, and Lindblom making up the second line. Giroux, Van Riemsdyk, Konechny on the first line, and then Patrick, Simmons, and Scott Lofton on the third line. Really like this first line, and the fact that it's so underpriced on DraftKings makes me want to play it over the second line as well. I think the second line's a great GPP pivot because they are priced up, but when you got Jacob Voracek for 6-1 and then James Van Riemsdyk for 4-9, you're going to play James Van Riemsdyk there. He shoots the puck at a very similar rate, if not higher. He's the net front guy on the power play. Or, excuse me, he's not the net front guy. He was on Toronto's, but he is on that first unit, that first team power play, which is something we're looking to get exposure to. And he pairs really well with the most talented player on the Flyers, which is Claude Giroux. Speaking of Claude Giroux, I think he's an awesome player as well at 6.7K. We've been playing Sean Couturier since he was 5.2K on DraftKings, and we played him all the way up to 6.8, I believe, last time. But this is where I'll stop at 7. You can still play him at 7. But playing him over Claude Giroux at 6'7" is just not a good move in my opinion, so I'd rather just have Claude there. That's probably enough on this game. As far as defense goes, I love Gostisbehere. I love his price as well. And then you want exposure to the Pittsburgh power play, of course, and Chris Letang is underpriced as well at 5.5K, so both those top options are most definitely in play. Moving on to the Washington-LA game. This is the game that I'm going to be least exposed to, simply because LA plays a brand of hockey that's not conducive to fantasy points, or I guess scoring fantasy points. I mean, they're very low in the league in expected goals against per 60, which means they suppress goals against them, but they don't score a bunch of goals either. I think they're last in the league in expected goals for per 60, so you can't really target them either. But one note that I will say on this game is that LA's penalty kill is third worst in the league at 75.9% kill percentage, which, as we all know, if a team struggles in their penalty kill versus the Capitals, you want exposure to Alex Ovechkin, because, I mean, if you've never watched the Capitals power play, I suggest you go Google one or something, and you'll see how they run their power play. It's just simply trying to set up Ovechkin one-time shots from the OV spot. So you kind of just got to, I mean, if a team's bad in the penalty kill, you can almost bank on OV potting a power play goal here. So I think a one-off on OV is the only way I'm really going to attack this game. There is some slight reverse line movement on there with 25% of the bets coming in on LA, yet them dropping from plus 187 to plus 162. So certainly some value available on LA if you think you could go there. Jeff Carter is expected to miss this game for them. That'll put Michael Amadio in that second center role. Still not interested in playing him, but he is 2.5K. I think if I were to play an LA option here, I think you can get away with Drew Doughty, just underpriced for a really high floor guy, or someone like Ilya Kovalchuk, who's skating with Anze Kopitar, Dustin Brown, who's skating with Anze Kopitar, and he correlates on that first team power play with Anze Kopitar as well. And it's only 4.5, so someone like him would be what I look to, because Washington isn't a great defensive team. They are third worst in the league at home, expected goals against per 60. So LA could certainly score a few goals here, but I think for my money, I'll just stick to that OV one-off. And that brings us to our last game, the late hammer, the 8 o'clock game, the San Jose Vancouver game. The big news here: Alexander Edler remains out, anticipated to miss this game, which has created a massive role for Ben Hutton at min price on both sides, or close to min price on both sides. Since Edler's been out, he's skated 25, 28, 31, and 25.5 minutes, getting that at 3.7K. He's skating on the first team power play as well. Even though it's not a great matchup versus San Jose does concede their fair share of goals. So I think punting with Ben Hutton opens up a lot for you. I think you're more than willing to do that. But this brings me to my top team of the slate, the team that I want to be most overweight on, and that's San Jose. They just have two incredibly talented lines, and one playing incredibly talented defender. And I want a bunch of exposure to all of that. So the guy that I'm locking into my lineup to start every team is Brent Burns. As long as Erik Karlsson remains out, Brent Burns has the highest floor and the highest ceiling in NHL DFS. And I'm going to take full advantage of that. As you can see what I'm talking about as in floor and ceiling. Look at these shots on goal. I mean, we'll just start here. 7, 6, 6, 8, 3, 3, 6. The block shots in that same time span, 1, 3, 5, 1, 3, 1, 3. So this guy's got an incredibly high floor. Like, his floor in all of these games is like minimum, 3.5. And it's Brent Burns versus Vancouver without Edler. So you know he's going to record a couple points, maybe 1, maybe 2. So he's a smash play. Lock him in and don't look back. As far as the lines go, I think you can target either one of these lines. Typically, my thing is to go after whoever is cheaper, especially when the matchup is this good. Timo Meier, he does have I Corsi 4 per 60 over 20 for San Jose, so I think getting exposure to him is great. Evander Kane's a little bit priced up on DraftKings, so maybe not going there, but I think you can go with either one of these centers. Logan Couture, he centers Meyer and Pavelski at 5v5. Hurdle centering Kane and Donskoy at 5v5. Both of them playing on that first team power play. I just think both of them are awesome play. You can get exposure to as many of these guys as possible. And I wouldn't stop you. The last guy I guess you could play is Kevin LeBanc. As you guys saw, he does correlate on that first team power play with Brent Burns. He's kind of going to be the guy that's just feeding Brent Burns the puck. So I don't think it's a bad stack, because if Brent Burns does record a power play point, you would like to think that Kevin LeBanc has something to do with it. And he's always, of course, a threat to just go off at 5v5. skating with Joe Thornton, who's a great setup man. So with that all being said, thank you guys for checking out this video. I hope I broke down these games enough for you. If there's anything else you want to see from these videos or going forward from Locks, please do let me know. We're more than willing to do anything you guys say, really, because we want y'all to be happy. We want to make y'all better DFS players. So if you did enjoy this video, please do like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys win a ton of money tonight, and I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.